Hey guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got an order of fish down box for you guys this week. Got freshwater, saltwater, even got some plants coming in tomorrow, so we should have something for y'all to look at. Let's take a look, see what's out of the box first. In this box we have, let's see, there's some brackish fish actually. These are Mono Argentus. They're Argentinus if you prefer. They got the nice yellow color on them along with the silver body. When they're stressed, they got some bands in them like a Mono Savi, but those are Mono Argentus. Next up we have, a cool little cichlid. Should be a half dozen of them in there. These are the pollinized cichlid, or the Madagascar Starry Night cichlid. I haven't had those in a while, so kind of happy to be able to bring those guys in. Let's see, we got a little panther crab. You missing a leg or two? Kind of looks like you're missing a digit or two, but we got a panther crab there. Ordered a group of those. Hopefully the rest of them have more legs. Yeah, here's another one. Looks like he's got more legs than the last one anyway. Maybe still shorter leg or two. I'm guessing they're probably housing them together. We usually don't. We put them separate in cups, and they look better that way. So anyway, group of panther crabs. Very cool little fish. Here are something I haven't brought in a while, but I've had a few people ask me about them. These are peacock bass. These are the Ocellaris. Got a fairly decent price on them. When they're tiny like this, they take some specialty care. Good to feed them black worms or high protein food to get them going. Sometimes it takes them a while to figure out how to eat, to be honest. But very, very cool specialty fish. They get very, very big. Not for your average hobbyist, but very cool. Speaking of which, this is a saber tusk Paera. Paeras are another very delicate, very large fish that are a little bit of a challenge to get going. But if you can get them going, that's a very, very cool fish. It's a little stress in the bag. We'll see how he does once we take him. That's that box. And we're back. Let's see how far we can get this time. I got several boxes today, so this might take a minute or two, but let's see how it goes. First thing out of this box, we have some green tiger barbs. Restock on those guys. Next up we have Pandagars. Haven't had those in a couple weeks. So Pandagar log suckers, good algae eaters, sometimes overlooked. Get pretty good size, about 5 inches on those. Those come in at about 2 though, nice size. Here are some cardinal tetras. Restock on those for our tetra special, of course. Buy 4 or more of any of your tetras and you'll get 25% off for the simple cost of subscribing to our YouTube channel that you are watching right now. Plakat Emerald Candy Male Betta, and here's another cool betta. I think I got some half moons. We're not going to spend a lot of time on bettas today because I got a lot of them to look at and I'll get distracted. 6-barred killie. I've had these a couple of different times. 6 fasciatas or epitelius. I've had more people asking me for killies, so we've been bringing in a little wider variety of them. Very cool. Got a couple different types on this order. This is a Singapore bamboo shrimp or Singapore shrimp or bamboo filter feeding shrimp. Next up is, they're tiny, Madaka rice fish. These are the platinum ones. Platinum Mikiyuki came in just a tad more expensive than some of the other rice fish we had, but more killies. Because you asked for them, we got them. I've had somebody been asking for these. Boy, there looks like one that doesn't look like the other. These are Lamprologus ocellatus gold. Kind of a funny frog-eyed looking little guy. A nice little Tanganyikan cichlid for you. Last out of this box is some dwarf grammies, powder blue dwarf grammy males. Should have some females in here somewhere too. So let's see if those guys come barreling out of the box at us. Let's clear this on out and see what's coming next. Out of the box we have fish, I'm gonna bet, for the most part. Next up is a knife fish. A lot of specialty fish on this week. It's a time of year where we're a little bit slower, but it's a good time to pick up specialty fish. Also, we sell more specialty fish this time of year for some reason. Roseline sharks. Those are a very cool fish, though we eat those all the time. And here are some platies. Spotted blue platy, they call them. Pretty. I like that. And those are a nice little live bear. Live bear has been a little bit hard to come by this year, actually. So let's see where that goes. German blue rams. Restock on those guys. Your quintessential micro geophagus. Very cool. And here are some reticulated hill stream loaches. Reticulated hill streams are some of our most popular of our hill stream loaches. Typically try to carry several different varieties of hill streams. Right now we're kind of thin though. Got the reticulated, so here's some more bettas. Woo! Ah! And they're going away. Next is longfin rosy barbs. I've not had those in a very long time, actually. Rosy barbs in general, it's hard for me to get them in good shape, so I'm kind of picky about who I'll buy them from. Beautiful barb that aren't as picky as a tiger barb. If you can get them healthy, they're totally cool. Let's see, half moon candy female bettas, more bettas for you, more lady bettas even. And here are some plecos. These are blue phantom plecos. Blue phantoms are about an 8-inch pleco, L128. Genetically not anything different than the green ones, but they do breed true on the color, though if you feed them a lot of greens, amazingly, they turn green. But then they'll turn back to blue when their diet gets more varied. They're actually an omnivore pleco, though they're pretty good at eating biofilm and cleaning up act as cleanup crew in your tanks. So very cool pleco. Like all plecos are very cool because I just like them suckers. Got a guest cameraman today. We'll see how the product ends up. My son Xavier is debuting as his film directing debut. We'll see how we do. These are black coolie loaches, little worms of themselves. Very cool. Black, but not a coolie loach. This is a black ghost knife. Another knife for you. Let's see. Next up are Romanos Tetras. Very, very popular Tetra. Buy 4 or more, get 25% off for subscribing to our channel. Without even mentioning it, we'll do it for you just as long as you subscribe. Red Platies, those are for our library aisle as well. And let's see, who's in here? Ooh, you're very cool. That is a Jardini arowana, the Australian arowana. Able to get another one of those guys. Those guys are a big fish. Not quite as long, but definitely heavier bodied than your average silver arowana. Very big fish. Eventually. Red Phantom Tetra, got shorted on those this week. We've got a few to offer. I love the Red Phantom. They look gray in the bag, but they'll be bright red when they tank for you. Here's some Bumblebee Catfish. Sold out a batch of those here last week, so we got some more. Easy to overlook those guys because they're pretty nocturnal, but really a cute little guy. It only gets about 3 or 4 inches. Very nice little fish that will eat fry. You gotta watch them for that. Powder blue dwarf gourami females. I promised you they would be in there, and there they are. And I got a double handful of bettas in the bottom of the box here. Ah, more bettas. More bettas is more. Oh wow! don't get me distracted. More bettas is more betta. All right, putting up the cart here. We got a couple more boxes. Should have some saltwater coming up. Some feeder items, maybe. I should have blackworms on this order. I bet you this box has blackworms. Let's see, does it? By golly, it does. There's blackworms. Come look inside. Blackworms look pretty good this week. We also got, let's see, a White's tree frog. I never ordered from these guys, but he looks really good. So yeah, there you are, White's tree frog. That's not in for the tank at all. And some moss balls. Moss balls have been impossible to get, but I was able to get them. They're kind of stupid expensive, but they're here, so there you go. And here is some Tigger pods, too. Tigger pods kind of bumped up in price for us. We'll probably have to raise our price at some point, but that is that bag. So very cool. Got frog and moss balls and blackworms, all this stuff that everybody wants. I love it. Love it when we get cool stuff. Oh, dropped my razor blade. Gonna need that again, I'm sure. Let's see what's in the next box down. We have saltwater. Oh goodness, those are nice and big. These are seahorses. These are Erectus is the genus on the, or the species on those. Those are the captive bred captive bred seahorses. There's a type of bannerfish. It's a Heniocus type. They call it a pennant. So it's a little different version I usually get the black and white Heniocus, but that was available, so I said, shoot, why not? Let's try it. And here is a Mandarin Goby, a fan favorite. We sell out of those just about every week. And I got a couple of algae blennies on this order. Here's one, decent size on this week. So the last couple times we've gotten them in, they've been tiny, tiny. These are a little bit bigger. Here are some emerald crabs. So restock on those guys. Nice cleanup crew. And then we have a lion. This is a dwarf zebra. So we got a Volton over there, but this is a dwarf zebra. So a couple different lionfish. Once you get those guys eating, they do great. They can be a little bit challenged to get them eating to start with. Here's another one of those algae blennies. Got to have a lot more blenny to keep your slime algae in check. Huma huma nuka nuka apua. Say that 5 times fast. That is the huma huma trigger. So very cool little trigger. Got a couple triggers on this order. We'll see how many got shipped. Some snails. These are some the encrusted margarita snails. So they've got the nice coralline algae on them. And who else is in here? Here's a little coral beauty. Very pretty purple face on that guy. It's a little different variety of coral beauty. I forget what it was, so they have to look at the paperwork. More snails. This looks like turbos of some sort. So a nice batch of cleanup crew, like I said. And next on the batch we have, that's a little Klein's butterfly. I like having Klein's around because they're so good at eating Aptasia. And I've got some Aptasia need to be cleaned up. Here's another one of those Mandarin Gobies. I thought I ordered one, but apparently I ordered 2, so fantastic. That's always a good idea because we go through them. Here's a blue spotted puffer or sharp-nosed puffer. There's a lot of different names for this guy, but he's a nice little sharp-nosed puffer. Next up is another trigger. That is a clown trigger. Clown trigger is in a dirty bag, but a little bit hard to get, a little bit sensitive. We'll see how this guy acclimates. Hopefully we'll have a clown trigger for you to check out. Very, very cool little fish. Up next is another angel, or an angel, I guess another angel. This is a juvenile Koran angel. Nice stripey like that. Of course, these guys do the change thing. When they're ready, they turn into a whole different looking fish. And then here's a batch of green chromites that look like they're kind of suffering there. They're in a little dirty water. We'll have to get those guys out of that and see if we can get those guys back. All right, that is first batch of saltwater. That should be most of our saltwater order. Got some other cool fish coming. One more big box. Get those out of the way. I'll have to do the bend over thing. All right, here we go. One more box of fish. Up first. That's not fish, it's ghost shrimp. And it looks like most of them are dead, but some of them are alive. Ghost shrimp are important for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, our marine betta eats those, and we'll get the lions eating those to start with oftentimes too. Here's some swordtails. Been having a hard time getting swordtails. These are black swordtails. Mystery snails, just a mixed bag of those. Getting a little low on them. Smells like somebody didn't make the trip. Monster in the making. This is a tiger shovelnose cat. Tiger shovelnose will get 4 feet, no lie. Very big fish. So make sure you're ready for that when you take on that project. More saltwater. This is a pincushion. So there's a nice urchin for you. And who's in here? We have Thai micro crabs. Gotta love those. Itty bitty freshwater crab that go in your shrimp tank if you like. They can disappear into your decor, so you gotta be careful what kind of decor you put with them. Very cool little knife, very fragile at this size. So this is an Abba knife. They get very big also. Abba knife is another electric fish like all our other knives. Notice its knife is actually on the top of its tail rather than the bottom. Very interesting knife fish. Very rarely see those. And for good reason, they're really huge. So only if you have a tank for them should you consider one, but very cool. More swordtails. Got another batch of swordtails there. And who else do we got? A few others. We got another Klein's butterfly. I doubled up on those to make sure we had plenty of coverage for our Aptasia needs. And there's another monster, red-tailed cat, baby red-tailed cat. Those guys get 5 feet. We're not kidding about that. They really do. And don't buy one thinking you're going to sell it back. No, if you're going to have a 5-foot catfish, make sure you have a place to put a 5-foot catfish. This is a bubble tip anemone. That's the rose variety. Very beautiful. Good price on that too. So we'll get that in about half the price I would normally expect. So we can offer it very affordably. These are lyre tail swords. Came in nice for the most part. Looks like a couple skinny bellies. A bunch of skinny bellies. We're gonna have to throw a fit about that. And hiding out in here, we should have some mangrove seed pods. So that's it for this part of the order. I might come back and show you a little bit of the plants we get tomorrow. Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. Got an order to unbox this week. I think it's about 6 boxes of fish. Let's jump right in and see what kind of exciting stuff we have. First thing out of the box is a big bunch of plants. We got some Amazon swords, giant ones, look amazing. And we got some hyacinths for your pond. So that whole box was just plants. Wow, okay. All right, next up we have, I expect it'll be fish. I would have said that for the first box and I would have been wrong because it wasn't, it was plants. But this one I'm pretty sure, safe bet, we got fish in here. And we do, we got a bunch of bettas on this order. These are half moon candy females. Got a bunch of females on this order if they all shipped, and I think they did. Next is some cories. Got quite a few cories on this order. These are Adolphi cories, or Adolphos cories if you prefer. Some tank raised baby Adolphis. Got those duplicaris over there. It looks similar, but they're adults. So a couple different gauges on that type. More cories. These are your bronze cories, or your Ania cories. Those are inexpensive, very popular cleanup crew. Rainbows, nice looking actually. These are Bosemani rainbows with some good yellow in them already. Small batch of those guys. Always keep some of those around. I told you we had a bunch of bettas, and I did not lie. Got a bunch of crown tails. I got a few different types of placots, a few different half moon types. Lots and lots of bettas to choose from this week. Some more females. Those are the koi females. The kois and the candies. The difference is the candies have that pink color on them, look like cotton candy. Red sailfin cories kind of look like an Ania, especially at this size, but they look significantly different when they get a little bit bigger. When they're full size, they're really quite a beautiful fish. Very neat cory. Let's see, cardinal tetras kind of came in with a flat bag, but they look like they're all right. A whole big batch of cardinals. Sold out again last week, like every week, so got to get more for you. Part of the Tetra special, of course, buy 4 more, get 25% off for subscribing to this channel. There's some gold gummies. And what's in here? Well, oh, these are not Tetras. These are cherry barbs. Cherry barbs are actually a really nice little community fish. They are a barb, so a lot of people assume they're going to be nippy, but actually they're really not. They only get about an inch. I've seen one that was closer to 1.5 inches, or even almost 2 inches, so it is possible for them to get a little bit bigger. It's kind of the Shaquille O'Neal of cherry barbs, if you will. But small fish, they're not nippy. They actually do nibble on blackbeard algae a bit, and overall, a really neat little fish. I can't sing their praises enough for your community tank. The cherry barbs are very versatile and kind of handy and cute. Hi there. Next up we have some Oscars. Red Oscars in this bag. Should have some tigers in another bag. Brought in a few of the babies. Not tiny babies, so they should be a little more stable. Here are some powder blue dwarf grammies. Gotta have us some dwarf grammies. Got some royal blues over there too. Dwarf grammies are a pretty good community fish. They can be a little bit testy. Pygmy cories, restock on those guys. One of my favorite cories. Of course, I got a lot of favorite cories. Those guys only get to about 1 inch. They actually will tetra imitate. So very cool fish. And some sailfin plecos. These are the marble sailfins. Last time we had spotted sailfins. This time we got in some marbles, little guys. I got a couple big guys over there still too. Little in the African cichlid realm, we got some Pseudotropheus sacolofi. Those are, we saw more of the snow white sacolophis than the regulars, but the regulars are really beautiful blue fish. They look like a zebra. More bettas. I told you we had more bettas. More bettas is more betta. Reticulated hillstream loaches, restock on those guys. Our best-selling hillstream loach by far, though we typically carry in as many as 6 different types at a time, sometimes even more. I got a couple discus on this order. This is white tiger turquoise. The white tiger turquoise ends up looking like a yellow tiger turquoise a little bit, with yellow-white striping. Very beautiful fish. And also got some blue diamonds. Got a pair of those. Nice size 3-inch blue diamond. That's all of 3 inches there, without a doubt. Let's see, here's the other one, another blue diamond. So yeah, 3 discus on this order. Nice restock on those guys. Keeping a pretty good stock of discus in because they've been very popular this year, and I think everybody should take on a discus hobby for a while. They're a labor of love, extra work, but man, there's hard put to find a more beautiful fish if you're willing to put the work into them. What kind of work, you say? Well, water changes. Change it and change it some more, and you'll have good luck with discus. Here are panda cories, because of course he who dives with the most cories wins, and we are certainly in the running for winning that battle. Next up is those tiger oscars I promised you. Here they are right there. Good size on those guys. Tigers and reds. More bettas, more bettas, more bettas, more bettas. Let's see, what else do we have? Those are black calvus, ordered a half dozen. They only sent me 2 of them. Apparently they were limited in supply. They're about twice the size we normally get them, about that big, and those guys are closer to 2 inches. It's a nice, well-started black calvus. A little more expensive than you might be used to paying, but definitely worth it for the size difference. And these are glass cats. Glass cats are a nice schooling catfish that you can see through, so gotta love that. Silver tip tetras. Haven't had a new batch of these in a long time. I had a batch that have been hanging out in kind of a hidden spot. Silver tips are a little on the nippy side, kind of like a serpe, but they're a beautiful fish. So nice choice for your tetras in your tetra special. That was more bettas. I'm not going to show you. You have to come look at them. Green neon tetras. Restock on those guys. Back available again. And looking good. So fantastic on that. Look, he's in a box. Fish in a box, in a bag. That's a Murinus puffer, or a red-brown Congo puffer. A couple different fish get called a Congo puffer. That is the one that kind of looks like a little football. They like to hide down in the sand. Very cool little ambush predator. Gold white cloud. Gold white cloud. The regular white clouds have been out of stock for a few weeks, and out of stock in my supplier too. I'm not sure what our run on white clouds is, but we have the gold ones for you this week. Next week maybe we'll get into some of the regulars. Half moon females, very nice batch of mixed colors, the half moon female bettas. And blue emperor tetras, got a little batch of those guys too. Restock on those guys also for the tetra special. A couple different tetras to restock. Nice size ornate biker. Last time I bought one at this price point, he was half that size, a little less. They do grow fast though, so ornate biker at a good price. Beautiful fish. Here is a black ghost knife. Black ghost knife gets 14 inches, so that can be a monstrous fish. Watch for that. And here's a different kind of nearite I hadn't had before. They called them a Clithon species. Pink lady nearite. Kind of looks like a variant of a racer. They're in the same genus as the thorn nearites, so I expect they're a smaller nearite. Here is some neon dwarf rainbows. Restock on those guys. Got a couple different rainbows on this order. Rainbows are one of many of my favorite fish, because you all know I love all fish. But rainbows have been near and dear to my heart since I was a young man. First time I saw those in a store when I was, in college, early college. I just fell in love with the whole group, and whether they're a big one or a little one, I just find rainbows fascinating. Some of them get really quite big, like your any of your Monotanias, like those Bosemani's we showed earlier, can get quite big. Some of them stay very small. They just seem like they hit every group for me. And bright colors, gotta love the bright colors. All right, next up we got something that's not fish. We got some crabs. These are vampire crabs. Got another batch of those guys. Look very nice. More fish in here is some koi swordtails. Restock on those guys. Gotta love some koi swordtails. Let's see, what are you? One fish in a bag. Oh, a little tiny puffer. This is a baby monster in the making, a Fahaka puffer. He is absolutely tiny right now. He will be 18 inches, so that guy can get absolutely monstrous. Very, very neat type of puffer that gets very large. The second largest freshwater puffer. This is some African dwarf frogs. Not very big on those guys. Usually I order the bigger size. Apparently I ticked the wrong box, but there you go for that. And here is, what are you, Madakas? Yeah, these are a type of Madaka rice fish. I believe so. Make sure they're not they might be a female endler. I have to look closer and see what the heck I got there. I did order a bunch of endlers on this order. One of them didn't make the trip there, but that's some cobra endlers. Got some feeder guppies. Got some more endlers. Nice. I love those lyre tails on those guys. They're not really a lyre tail, they're just red streaks, top and bottom. Here's another monster in the making. This is red dragon flowerhorn. Obviously, tiny baby versus that giant we have over there. Here's some more of the dwarf frogs. Those are the albino dwarf frogs. Tiny again. We'll have to get some extra food in those guys. Get some size on those guys. Apparently, season is such that they are coming in tiny. Let's see, tetras. Those are for the tetra special. The flame tetra, but these are the orange version, not the red version. I don't think I have any of the reds right now. We do have the blues, which is a different species altogether, but the oranges have been our best seller in that group altogether. Monk tetra, red-eye monk tetra, another tetra for the tetra special. Sold out of those guys last week too, so we got in some more of those for you. And who are you? Siamese algae eaters. Been out of those for a day or two. Siamese algae eaters are one of your best choices for blackbeard algae in a bigger tank. That's that box set for the feeder guppies. Let's move this all the way. Should have some shrimp in this box. Maybe some more feeders. Should have feeder comets and should have some pondfish too. So let's see what's in the box. All right. First things first. Looks like I don't have any feeder comets actually. That's weird. I did order them, but apparently we didn't get any feeder comets. But we did get a nice bunch of shabunkins. Gotta love shabunkins. And some shrimps. Those are red cherries there. Got a big batch of those. Got some blue shrimps. I believe the blue dreams. Blue dreams, blue velvets. These are those big trapdoor snails. I want to open them because they're always kind of muddy. But those are great for your ponds. Then we have, well, that's blue shrimp. Those must be jades. Yeah, those are jades and those are blues. Got to look at those close under the light, make sure I get them in the right tank. Mono shrimp, we've got 3 different grades of mono shrimp. Those look like the larges. We've got smalls and we got extra larges. Bloody Mary shrimp, like I said, lots and lots of shrimp. Shrimp scampi, shrimp fricassee. Those are those extra large mono shrimp. Look like you could scampi those. Who else? We got really got some more shrimp here. These are the red rillies. I didn't get any orange rillies because they weren't available, but we've been keeping an eye out. Those will come back around. One more bag of shrimps. That's a mono shrimp, but that's the larges versus those ones I thought were larges. Must have been the smalls. Came in a good size. And then a couple hyphen banded sharks. Nice size on these guys. Much bigger than the last group we got in. Nice fat bellies. Hopefully those will do well for us. And that is this order, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. I'll see you next week.